Hello, this is Kevin Engel once again with Part B of PowerPoint Expectations. In this second and final part, we will finish up with adult learning concepts. And I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Under learning paradigms, we have two distinct areas that actually are very interconnected that we're going to talk about. Right brain versus left brain, and global versus sequential learners. Okay, the first type of thinker is the right brain thinker. And when I think of right brain, I think of Patch Adams, and he was a physician who would dress up and act funny for his oncology pediatric patients, and it worked very well with the healing process. So let's learn a little bit about the right brain thinker. Okay, right brain thinkers are spontaneous. We think about feelings, emotions. We're very subjective. We're very much in tune with our subjective side. We're very creative. And we also are very global in thinking in that we look at the big picture. We're very visionary. And I say we because I am a very right brain thinker. I have to use an example of a time a few years ago when I worked for a hospice office. I managed a hospice office, and I made a deal with my sales team on a whim, once again very spontaneous, that if they were to reach a certain sales goal by a certain time, I would dress up like Superman and walk around the mall the day after Thanksgiving dressed up like Superman. And unfortunately, they made their goal. I had to walk around like Superman, and they took pictures. This is the right brain thinker. And you have to cater to the right brain thinker because they tend to be a certain percentage of the population. Make sure that you cater your presentation to the right brain thinker. When I think about the left brain thinker, I think about Urkel from Family Matters. Urkel is very logical. He is a very objective thinker, and he's not motivated by feelings. So that gives me a little bit of insight into the left brain thinker. Now, as I said before, left brain thinkers are logical. They are sequential learners. They are objective, and they look at things piece by piece by piece. They also look at speech and words. My wife is a very big reader. She's a left brain thinker, by the way, and I could not live without her. Here she is in a picture, and this picture depicts the perfect left brain thinker. It was a very hot day in Iowa, and here my wife is with our two daughters, my first and second born. It's a very hot day in Iowa in October. Did I mention it was very hot? And this is the 384th picture that we've taken, and it's still not perfect, but usually left brain thinkers are perfectionists. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about my wife. Now, we have an earmark account, and what we do is we put funds in that earmark account to save up for expenses that we don't use on a regular basis, but we do use. And so we had an earmark account for diapers, and my wife went to get diapers the other day, and she comes back, and we put this information in an Excel spreadsheet. And me, I just put the regular dollars in, but she wants to put the 8.75% tax in as well. So that's my wife. And also, my firstborn daughter is also very left brain, and when she was 2 years old, she decided to correct me. Instead of, when I said pants, she said, no, these aren't pants, these are shorts. So she's a left brain thinker as well. So they're very logical, they're very sequential, and they're very specific. So you've got to get it right with these people. And you have to cater your presentation towards these people as well. Are you a global or sequential learner? Are you a right brain or a left brain thinker? When you read a book, do you read the table of contents, or do you just dive right into chapter 1 first? If you read the table of contents, you are likely a global learner and a right brain thinker. And if you dive right into chapter 1, you are likely a left brain thinker and a sequential learner. And it's very important to know both of these as a presenter and to cater to both of them. Global learners must see the big picture first. They are visionary. They like to see the table fully set before learning the steps in setting it. In other words, if you're teaching a global learner how to set a table, they need to see a picture of it fully set with all the plates and, and glasses, and the plates and glasses and silverware and napkins and everything put in place before they learn all the steps. And they are usually right brain thinkers. Sequential learners do not require an overview. They learn better by being taught one step at a time. In other words, if you're going to teach them how to set a table, you start by putting on the tablecloth, and then you go step by step by step. You don't need to show them the entire table set before diving into each individual step. They're usually left-brained. So the big question is, why is it important? And the reason is, it's important to know and understand your audience when you prepare for and deliver a presentation. And what you want to do is you want to establish a balance between your right and your left-brained thinkers, and you want to establish a balance between your global and sequential learners. And how you do that for global and sequential learners is very simple. For global learners, you want to, just like you do in writing a paper, you want to establish an introduction that clearly defines your major points that are going to be provided within your presentation, and you want to review your major points in your conclusion. And that's how you do it for your global learner. For your sequential learner, you just go step by step through the process, because that's all they need is a step-by-step approach. And for your right brain versus left brain, you just use what we've talked about, the different characteristics to cater to each one of those different people. And that's why each one of these is important. In PowerPoint expectations, we went over a tale of two slides, general expectations for all slides within a PowerPoint presentation, expectations for specific slides to include the title slide, the introduction and conclusion slides, as well as the references slide. And finally, in this second part, we went over adult learning concepts. I thank you very much for your time and attention, and I ask you to please provide me with your comments and suggestions on this so that I can improve upon this product. Thank you. Have a great day.